There doesn't seem to be any activity going on towards or out of this warehouse. All in all, it seems like a quiet place in a very, very busy store. Almost like an eye.
Fun. Well, it's a good. So wait, what's going on again? It's like literally, does it look like people are rushing toward a storm, or is there looks like there's a storm approaching?
So no. I am using this as a metaphor that this warehouse is kind of akin to an eye in the storm. Very place in a busy area. Now, everyone else comes around to about the same time, and I would like you all to describe your characters for me.
So Night Witch is a reasonably average-looking elf woman wearing a large purple overcoat with hair that kind of goes down over her eyes, wearing a purple beret, really pale skin, and she's otherwise keeping herself mostly covered. And that's about how she looks like. I mean, she's wearing your standard, shoes that won't get destroyed by acid rain, but that's pretty much it.
Okay. Script Kitty, describe your character for us.
Script Kitty's wearing a large coat. She's average build, black hair, green eyes, with glasses.
What meta type?
Human. Pretty average looking human female.
Okay. Polly, describe your character for us.
Polly is an older gentleman in his 50s with salt and pepper hair. He's currently slightly disguised with let's say a larger nose than he actually has, and he's wearing a what looks like probably the cheapest suit that you could find. He's got a fairly average build now, like average human, so he doesn't really look big and bulky like you would expect from a Street Sam Shadowrunner. See, yeah, he's very unassuming.
Wonderful. Alan, describe your character for us.
Talon. Alright. Talon is a female elf, sitting at around 5'8". She has shoulder-length brown hair tied in a ponytail, goggles, mechanic goggles on the top of her head. She does have some obvious cyberware, notably 2 antennas sticking out of her head. The antenna kind of look like the more trendier ones of the era, the more mech-like antennae. She's right now wearing an armored jacket with a white undershirt, and she faintly smells like motor oil.
Wonderful. So I assume you all enter the warehouse?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The door is unlocked. Inside are several individuals. There is a makeshift table in front of which is sitting on a makeshift chair a man in an auctioneer business suit. Behind them stands another man in an auctioneer business suit peering directly at you folks. To their side stand 2 men each, so total of 4, or a grand total of 6. These men are wearing armor vests, helmets, and shouldering some machine guns. Now, let me just... Yes. What is your limit?
My limit for a sensing is some high number. 9.
9, okay. So there are a total of 6 people. I will give you what you know. And I am assuming this is going effectively left to right.
Yes, left to right as she's walking up because she only sees an astral, so it's more like looking at a person than that mage stare.
Yes. So, if you would like to roll twice more, since there are 6 people.
Okay.
And they are all humans, by the way.
Okay.
Did you say they're all holding assault rifles? Or
No. None
just
of
two
them are
of them? Oh.
None of them are holding assault rifles. 4 of them are have submachine guns holstered across their shoulders.
Oh, okay.
Means
Okay.
I am typing
Good
out.
to know. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know there's one more.
And roll me 9 dice, Night Witch.
4.
You're masking.
It's 11 dice.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Because you have masking focus, sorry.
Yeah. Gonna edge that. Okay.
He seems to, this particular individual whispers something into the presumed Johnson's ear. And they are, in fact, holding concealed weapons, oddly. At least one of them seems to have a holstered pistol.
Okay.
Okay. Fantastic. So, glad to see you all here. The individual speaks up. Come, take a seat.
Nightwitch stays standing, but doesn't say anything.
If it's alright with you, I'd understand.
4 crates in front of the table.
If everybody else is standing.
So is everyone standing?
I think Script will sit. I mean, strength 2.
Polly will
whoever's
just
doing
say,
the facing might want to sit down.
no need for comfort. You seem like you are on a short time frame, so let's just get down to business.
Right. So, you are in fact correct. We are on a short time frame. You have 12 hours, actually 11 hours and 49. He makes a motion of looking at his wrist as if he is looking at a watch. Actually, 48 minutes for the completion of this job. It is a simple task for you. All you need to do is deliver a package to a location, get it confirmed that it is in pristine condition, and deliver it further to a location that will be disclosed at the intermediate point. You will be paid 12,000 yen for this job. Is this acceptable?
Polly just puts on a face like he's thinking it over and considering things.
You have 40
Yeah.
hours and 47 minutes. Taps his wrist again.
Well, I guess nobody has any objections.
Well, I was hoping the guy in the cheap suit was a face.
Sorry to dash your hopes.
Does anybody have negotiations?
3.
As nobody is speaking up, Nightwish will step forward and say, "That is a delightfully small amount for giving us what is essentially no information. I would love to know why you and your compatriots can't do this yourselves, or you can pay me more for not asking any questions."
Roll me negotiation.
Before you, well, no, never mind.
Oh, that was actually a nice roll. With so
Right,
little
all
dice.
things considered, yeah.
It's so little dice. That was a nice roll. Of course. Of course.
Well, tell you what, I am willing to part with 4,000 of that up front. The rest will be released for your fixers upon successful delivery.
And how are we confirming the delivery?
I'll receive a call from the man you deliver it to, presumably in pristine condition. Otherwise, there will be consequences.
And what are we delivering?
You are delivering cargo. You do not need to know what
Well,
you've
if you
done.
say you want it in pristine condition, Mr. J, yeah, I'd like to know if it's made out of metal, if it's made out of meat. If it breathes, I'd like to know more than just it's a thing.
You are to be extremely gentle with this cargo, and you are not to open the crate. Do I make myself clear?
If you could see her eyes, she would roll them. Fine. Give me the money now.
He fishes a cret stick out of his suit pocket. Interior, of course. He slots it in his comlink. There is an arrow, basically confirming that there is 16,000 on this cret stick. 4,000 for each of you. And he slides it your way.
Okay.
I'll take the money.
Take the money while making the death stare at the mage, sensing him again.
Okay.
Hey, now this is a good question.
He is
Yes.
He is a hermetic mage. He currently has no spell sustained. And I believe you basically got all the information that is relevant from this ascension.
Okay. I also want to make sure that I make note of his astral signature.
Yes, you make note of his astral signature. Now,
Good.
two of the individuals with submachine guns, one from each side, part away. They return about a minute later, heaving a very heavy seemed crate and deposit it at your fellow's feet.
Now,
This is the cargo. You ought to be extremely gentle with it.
yes.
How large is it?
It is about the size of a big footlocker.
Oh, okay. I was worried about like a large industrial size crate.
Now, two questions. Are you going to give us a means of transporting this? And two, is it radioactive?
It is not radioactive, and I assume you can provide your own transportation.
Just wanted to cover that up front. So I'm sure my van can easily haul this without issue. I just wanted to make sure that if I was searched, that nothing would, ping up for some odd reason.
Fellow pings you a location in the Redmond Barrens. It is just a couple clicks east of Touristville. Now, time is ticking. I assume that you will have a speedy delivery. And do remember to be gentle with the cargo.
Do you have a hand truck?
No. Why?
Oh, it just looked like it was heavy the way they were carrying it. Just to get it into the van.
Well, we can always lit it up the same way I deposit my drones that are tracked. I have a little off ramp.
Is there room in the warehouse to bring the van in?
There is enough room to bring it. Yes, there is an unlocked sliding warehouse door.
I Talon's gonna remote control the bring the van in.
Okay, and around during this time, the Johnson and his party leave the area.
If you guys are really concerned about safety, you're more than welcome to look over the vehicle.
The box is not made of any organic material. Sorry, any living material. And there is no leaking magic from the box.
Okay. I'm going to sigh inwardly at the tank and consider getting a Johnny Cab for the trip.
It's a GMC Bulldog. It's not a tank.
It's a GMC Bulldog with fucking treads, tank treads, and a motherfucking ram plate.
So when Polly sees
but
it,
those things are not legal. Those things are not legal.
There's
oh my God, they're
a difference
not
between
legal. They look suspicious as fuck.
yeah. There's a difference between suspicious and illegal.
So
Perhaps we can put it in.
We are
in
going
my
to the
car.
Barrens.
Right, but we have a city to get through before we get to the Barrens.
I've had this thing modified like this for a few weeks now. So far, I haven't had any issues.
Well, you've probably never played with someone from the Maddox that probably called you on it. But getting off of that subject. Polly, what kind of car is that?
It's a Honda Artemis, with no obvious external modifications.
Okay. Does it have a trunk that'll fit a Foot Locker?
Yep, and it's got a shielded smuggling compartment against chemical sensors. It's got chameleon coating, spoof chips, license plate.
What size is this? Right.
I mean, the smuggling compartment is, fits a human in it, so I'm assuming this Foot Locker will fit in.
It can fit in. Let me just make sure.
Actually, I don't think it ever says where the secondary propulsion is for the tracks.
They're on the roof, spinning around. So that
You roll the car, and then
Because it says there's just jacks that lift it up, wheels go into the vehicle, and tracks pop out.
Nightwitch, would you like to use a point of common sense?
Sure.
Well, so smuggling compartments typically have an airtight seal, especially if it is cleared for chemical sensors. If this cargo has any living components in it that require air, they may or may not be in pristine conditions after being in there for a while.
I'm going to look at the smuggling compartment. I'm going to look at the size of the thing. I'm going to think to myself, do a bit of math. So how many cubic inches spare is there in the smuggling compartment compared to the thing?
Cubic inches. I'd say about a cubic foot total spare.
A cubic foot? Okay. So, assuming that if it is a large person, even though it's a Foot Locker, a cubic foot of air is enough to keep them alive for at least 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to take a lot longer to get to the Barrens than 30 minutes.
But we don't need to seal the thing until we're just about to hit a checkpoint or something.
Mm-hmm.
And 30 minutes is more than enough to get through a checkpoint. So we're fine.
Sure, I definitely know Seattle enough that I can avoid checkpoints. But...
Well,
Not if you want to go into the Barrens.
Yeah.
Granted, yeah, but on the way there from the Barrens, I mean, I've up to that point. I can get away. I can get around the checkpoints.
What are y'all doing? Also, Script Kitty, if you would like to give me your deck configuration in the bottom.
Okay.
Left.
Can I make a navigation roll to plot a good route to our location in the Barrens?
Of course. Do you have any relevant map sots?
If you want, I can. I have navigation. I have a navigation thing as well. Just everywhere. I can easily do the roll.
I just have the navigation skill and whatever I can pull up online.
Okay. Just roll me the navigation.
Want me to roll an assist?
If you are willing to accept that assist, Polly.
Sure.
Give me a moment. I just need to remember how much a orientation system gives for navigation.
What rulebook is that in?
Chromeflish, page 80. I'm on that page. +2 to all navigation
Yep,
tests.
+2.
And all new map softs can be accessed wirelessly.
Looking on you.
Actually, I can only accept one point of assist anyway. But
Just roll me your navigation, Polly. You should be able to plot a good route. Okay. What is your limit? Oh,
my pre-edge.
Doesn't matter.
It does not matter. Yes, you find a fantastic route through the Metroplex that goes down the highway. It basically bypasses checkpoints almost for the entirety of the way.
All right.
The checkpoint that you would have to go through is basically a one-way checkpoint.
They don't care. They don't care what you bring into the Barrens. They care what you bring out.
Yep, I'll share my my route with everyone.
What are you all doing with this package of yours? And, well, sorry, just for clarification, when I said a large footlocker, I meant about a footlocker size in width and about 1.5 times as high and as deep. So
You're talking about like an actual school locker size.
give or take.
So I don't think that's gonna fit in the back of a truck.
It would fit in the smuggling
really?
compartment, though. The smuggling compartment is human-sized.
So yeah, I'll pull my car into the warehouse, and we'll load it up in there. If they have any sort of equipment to lift it easily, I'll want to make use of that. Otherwise, who's anybody strong around here?
Don't look at me.
Night
Yeah,
will
that's
sigh and
Well, my
do
snatcher
her
grabs
best
up
to
home.
help lift it up.
Alright, who's all trying to lift this?
Maybe we should get all four of us in on this. I don't see any. None of us seem to be muscle bound.
Yep.
Nope. Yes, like I said, I left all my snatch and grab drones at home.
Yeah, you were told to bring me gear.
Why would I carry a forbidden drone?
0 hits. That's how it happens.
Okay.
See, wait, what is it? Is it body times plus strength?
It's body plus strength. And
So wait, who's doing the actual lifting?
I presume Polly?
Yeah, I'll do the final lift.
Let me do my assist. Let me do my assist.
You get 5 extra dice.
All right. We'll go ahead and PH this too. Woo. Don't want to drop the crate and kill whatever's inside on the first 5 minutes.
If only I had a GMC snatch and grab with me, this would make things a lot easier. Oh well, I can complain.
So 7 hits.
7 hits. That should be good enough to lift this very, very heavy crate. It's surprisingly heavy for you.
Actually, this is a good question. Question. Will the thing even the suspension of the vehicle even support it?
If we can pick it up, the suspension will support it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It
Use
is.
some fucking common sense, dude.
You would estimate it to be about 100 kilograms, maybe 105, 110, somewhere around that range.
Yeah.
It's surprisingly heavy for its size. It's not surprisingly heavy because it's surprisingly heavy. So, okay.
Some
in the
the
trunk.
guns and grenades out of the way. And,
Yeah, right.
Okay, what are you doing? What vehicles are you all taking? And are you taking any further precautions for this trip?
Other than masking herself to look like she's mundane and hopping in the passenger seat of the transport car, nope.
Colin's gonna be taking her GMC Bulldog.
So I'm going to suggest we have the Bulldog trail behind us a bit, so that we're not driving directly together. And this is up to you, but if my Fly Spy purchase was backdated to my last run, then I would use that, but it's fine with me if I can't have it yet.
You can have your Fly Spy, but keep in mind that the Fly Spy is about the size of a
Insect.
of your palm. It's actually a bit larger than an insect, and that it would have a very hard time keeping up with a car on the highway.
Yeah, it would. That is correct.
I own a rotor drone with chameleon coating.
Is that
Yes,
rotor drone? Does that rotor drone have any weapon mounts on it?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
It's directly meant for long-range scouting, not shooting.
So, yeah, since Paulie likes to explain all of his plans to the young kids in the group, it would be great if we had some sort of overwatch, so it would be easiest for us to spot a tail or something like that. That's also why I'd like you to stay back a little bit in the van, see if you can spot anyone tailing our car.
Yeah. I like that.
Also,
Can do.
did anyone scan this crate for bugs?
I don't
Oh,
know.
but
Did anyone?
No, we
I
didn't.
didn't bring a
But we
bug
can still
scanner.
open up. We can always open up the smuggling compartment and scan it real quick.
Yeah.
Well, if we're worried about bugs from the Johnson when we're delivering to his place of business,
That's a fair point.
Anyway, I'm assuming. I'm gonna assume that Talon did set the timer inside her math SPU. So, yeah.
Well, if that's it, then I
You
suggest
did not see anything.
going.
Okay.
We are on a timer after all.
Yep, and you have about 11 hours and 30 minutes, judging by the Johnson's last statement of how much time we have.
Okay.
So in that case, Talon's gonna use her math SPU and put 11 hours and 30 minutes on a timer.
Okay, fantastic. So
That
what
means
are
I have.
you doing? Where is everyone positioning themselves?
Polly turns
We've
to Nightwitch
already-
and says, "I believe you wanted to ride with me." So,
Oh, right in the tank.
Hey, as long as you don't touch my wheel or my drones, you're more than welcome to sit inside.
Cool. I'm going to go ahead and roll the addiction test for my foci, because I would like to activate that.
Okay. What is the rating of your focus?
It is a Force 4.
And what is your magic?
My magic is 2.
Let me just make sure the magic. Make sure of the magic. Is that total ratings of your focus for foci?
Yeah, that's the total force of my focus.
Okay. I was trying to figure out how you have a rating for focus with magic too. But if that is multiple foci, that is fine. Yes. Roll that addiction.
I'm good.
Okay. Fantastic. So are you all on your way? Does anyone have any further preparations to make?
Polly
While
is
we're
going
in the
to.
car. Go ahead.
Polly's going to load his Remington suppressor and his Rainforest Carbon with Stick and Shock, and load his AK and Steyr with XX.
Okay.
And he will just have. I should have. Sorry, let me make sure I do have 2. Well, apparently I only have 1 holster. So he'll put the Steyr in the center console. Cars have those still, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he'll put the Steyr in there, and he'll keep his suppressor in his concealed holster. And the other guns are just in the trunk.
Fantastic.
You guys running your vehicles wirelessly?
Talon tends not to unless she's plugged in.
Okay.
I'm staying on grid guide until we figure out we don't need to be.
All right.
If you want to grant me a couple marks, I can check for marks on your vehicle.
Might as well. Yeah, go ahead.
Well. Okay. So Polly's car is grid guided over. Is that the case?
Yep, and while Script Kid is going to check for any marks on me, I'm going to go ahead and activate manual control override. Just you have a chance this kid decides to go. Nope, I'm taking this van.
Well, as you all know, being on grid guide involves an exchange of marks. And if your car is being grid guided, Talon, you effectively invite 3 marks on yourself from the grid guide host.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's the reason why she tends to keep off grid guide.
All right. If somebody's hacked the grid guide host and hacks to my car through that, then I'll apologize to you later.
Yeah, so yeah, Talon's gonna go ahead and turn off her wireless on the car. Screw grid guide.
Okay, so Talon, that's so the Polly's car seems to get along fine, but Talon, roll me edge.
Damn it.
Now roll me an auditory perception and a visual perception.
Can I use my sensors?
From your car, or?
Because I can use both the sensors from the car, and I can use the radar sensor that's implanted in her.
Sure.
Wow, I'm edging that.
Okay. You see and hear a quick pulsing. You see a quick pulse of a dash light bar, and you hear a short siren pulsing this way and that, in the universal sign of pull over.
Also, I will say that I believe I had this left on for the RAM plate to look like a push bar, but I'm not sure if I had that fluffed in for the character info. No, I didn't, doggone. What?
What do you do?
Oh, I do have it. Okay, so yeah, the RAM plate does look like a push bar, so it doesn't really look all that inconspicuous.
My question is, what do you do?
Oh, this is a tough choice.
Turn around and blow them up. There you go. That's what you want to do.
I mean, I'm just so I could.
That way we have clean sailing for the rest of the run because they're focused on you.
That would turn me to go hot, though.
That's ironclad logic right there. That plan has legs.
Yeah, yep.
It has legs.
And they're going
it's
places. Not Harvard, but they're going places.
Wait, isn't Script Kitty in the van?
Yes.
Can't he try and hack the patrol car to shut down?
If you do that, you are guaranteed to be on a manhunt.
Yeah.
Because that car is slaved to Knight Errant's Rating 9 host.
Yeah, and that's probably a very high rating host.
Rating 9.
Let's see, if I was to do this, that means I would have the default with 3. Damn it, I wish I was a face, but oh well. Town's gonna comply.
Okay. So you pull over. The cop car, the squad car stops. An individual walks out. You would recognize him as a human male. He takes a brief stroll to the driver's side window, and he taps on it.
She goes ahead and rolls down the window.
Driver, license and registration, please.
Yes, of course. And, she's gonna hand it over.
Yep. What rating SIN and what rating license are you?
She is a rating 4 SIN with a, which is her, mechanic SIN, and it has a rating for driver's license.
Fantastic. If you would roll me 8 dice.
8 dice?
Yes.
Can I edge that? Actually, should I edge it? Because I only have 1 edge left.
You can edge it. Are you happy with that roll?
No, I'm not. I should be confident with my, Oh, yeah, I'm edging it. Damn it.
Oh, checks out. Have you been drinking anything today, ma'am?
No, I have not.
Are you on anything today?
No, I am not.
Would you mind extending your finger for me, please?
Wait, what was he asking?
If you would extend your finger for him.
She sighed and nodded.
Okay, he takes out a small device. It pricks your finger, takes a small sample of blood. Is Talon on any drugs right now?
No, she is not.
Fantastic. It beeps with a green light. He puts it back in his pocket after cleaning everything up. He seems to write some note in AR and gives you a nod. Alright. You have a nice night, ma'am.
You too. And she's going to wait for him to go off first before she continues, because that's just politeness.
Yep.
She doesn't.
He drives off about 30 seconds later.
Yep, and then Talon starts driving off again.
Okay.
Well, there goes all my edge for the night. Fun.
So, in that time, Polly's car is. I assume you do not slow down because of this?
Nope, I'm running on Grid Guide, and they didn't DNI me anything, and they were a bit further back, so I assume Polly doesn't even know that happened.
Yeah, no, after they're continuing driving, she's going to DNI saying that I was just pulled over. Everything's good, though.
Okay, so you're about about half a click ahead, and the drive to the Redmond Barrens is mostly uneventful from there. There's
what's
somewhere down the road looks like a pilot error, but Grid Guide adjusts for that. Everything seems just peachy for now.
all right. Once they do DNI to say that they got pulled over, Polly will adjust his route to, you said we were on side streets and that just sort of follow the highway to avoid checkpoints, right? So should be able to find a place to pull off for a few minutes just so they can close the gap a little bit.
Yep.
And then, once we're there, the appropriate amount behind us, which is probably just, a couple hundred meters, then I'll re-engage with the original route. And the whole time, Polly's going to just be looking out for things that seem suspicious, potential ambushes, that sort of thing.
Roll me perception.
It's 5 hits.
So, you see a couple rotodrones whizzing overhead. They seem to pass over you, and they can keep on going. But besides that, there is not much that is suspicious.
All right. Rotodrones aren't particularly suspicious downtown, are they?
Not at all.
Okay. Yeah. If Polly got in visual range of that accident, he'd probably make a note of that and think that's suspicious, to just be on guard. But Grid Guide's taking him around it, so whatever.
Oh, accident?
Oh yes, there was a road accident.
Oh. Talon's just gonna start whistling when they see the detour and just...
That's right. Since the other group told Polly they weren't going to be on Grid Guide, he'd send them the updated route as well.
Mm-hmm. Talon, also roll me a pilot groundcraft check.
Can I use my navigation as well, or is that no, just a pilot?
Just the pilot groundcraft.
I wonder if my geneware comes into play on this.
And which geneware is that?
We are talking about the control rig optimization.
Sure.
Because she is plugged in, since she usually is.
Yes. You get to use your control rig.
Just check see how much to give. +1 true. Okay, +1. My rolls tonight
Okay.
are horrible.
Thank you.
I'm putting some music on. It usually helps with music.
Yep. You seem to have no issue going down this route. From the few people that are awake at this ungodly hour, you might get a few weird looks, but
It's like early in the morning.
it is about 12:45 right now. You are just approaching the Barrens.
Talon's gonna go ahead and put music on to keep herself awake.
Fantastic. And you are going for the Barrens checkpoint.
Yep.
Make sure to seal the smuggling compartment before we do.
Yep. I was just about to say that.
Ollie, what sin are you flying?
I'm flying my one and only SIN, which says I'm a security consultant and I have a license for firearms, my wear, and that's it.
Fantastic. Roll me 8d6.
You said 8?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I forgot that this was not an opposed test. Sorry. But that is exactly the roll that the SIN scanner has. So, your SIN is not flagged or burned,
Great.
and you go through without issue.
And once we're through, we will unseal the smuggling compartment.
Yep.
Okay. Stalin would approach the checkpoint. That likewise is without issue. Are you running anything wirelessly, Talon?
The only thing she does run wirelessly is her comlink.
And are you broadcasting a SIN right now?
She is, indeed.
You're rating 4?
Yes, my rating 4. It's also going to show that she has a matrix of her.
Fantastic. You go through without issue.
Wonderful, wonderful.
So this address is about a couple clicks past Touristville.
You said east, right?
Yep. East of Touristville.
All right. Cool.
At least now I don't have to worry about edge checks in this vehicle.
Once we're outside of Touristville, Polly will say tonight, which, well, we're out of the city now, so I'm going to go ahead and take a little more direct control and he's going to plug in his data jack and jump into his car after flipping the grid link override.
Okay, and do you folks still have the rotodrome flying overhead?
Yes. Town had it following with us the entire time.
Fantastic.
When I
Now-
see him do that, I'm going to call my Spirit of Air and use its for my
Okay. What rating? Or sorry, what force?
Force 4.
Okay.
So it's just hanging out in the astral, like near us.
Oh, you are calling. Is this a bound spirit you are calling on, or are you summoning one?
One of my bound spirits.
Okay. Just making sure. Yes, you have a Force 4 bound spirit hanging out in the astral. And this is a fantastic moment to call it a break. We will reconvene in 4 minutes.
Okay.
All right.
Get some water, get some food, use the restroom if that is what you need.
All right.